Hi everyone, this is Matt Benedict here. This is the project final for Computer Science 1010 with Professor Rogers. This is the game design presentation. For the game that I chose to name the game Mad Money. The idea behind the game was to give players an opportunity to play a game where they can test out, or more specifically, high school students, for opportunities to test out different scenarios throughout their life. For example, like going from college to picking a career to choosing a house to picking spending habits as far as saving or investing in different portfolios, using different things like that, buying a house, buying how nice of a house, seeing if like the career that they choose will be able to sustain their lifestyle that they choose. Was the idea behind this game. So what I decided to come up with was this game. So kind of the idea behind it is, if you've ever played like NBA 2K19, so in that game, I'll show you a little picture of it. You have your avatar, and they kind of are walking around in what's called the neighborhood. So what it is the camera kind of dollies, I believe is the term, behind the avatar, and the avatar kind of goes around to different locations where, and like in NBA 2K19, it's like they go to like the team practice facility or like the barber shop, go to the tattoo parlor, whereas in Mad Money, what you would be doing is you would have a building that would be for going to school, and where you can go there and you can pick a school. For example, in Utah, there's numerous different universities. All of them have different prices. So the way that would impact an individual's financial life in the game would be different. Like going to Weber, it's like $3,000 a semester. Going to Utah, it's like $12,000 a semester. So obviously that has like a big impact on somebody's financial life. So it gives students like an idea of like, when they're in high school playing this game, they can see like, oh, like if I went to Weber, I'd only be paying $3,000 a semester, which means I wouldn't have to work as much. Whereas if I went to the U, I would have to pay $10,000 a semester. It would hurt my chances. It would hurt my financial life. I would have student loans and all that kind of fun stuff. So you'd be able to go to like school, and then there would be another building where you go into as far as like career. Like after you pick your major, you go to school, you can like pick a job or a part-time job while you're going to school. You can pick a job to do your career after and see like how much income that brings in and what that career looks like as far as like a financial situation. And so that can like hit, and then there's like another building that'd be like a real estate building, and through it you'll have like a little video clip that gives you an introduction to like how much housing costs, different bills that way, so you can see if the career that you choose fits the lifestyle you want. Like if you're going to become an elementary school teacher, you're not going to be able to buy a 20-bedroom house up on the hill of Weber, right above Weber, and those really nice developments. It's just the money doesn't really add up. Whereas if you become like a doctor, that might be able to fund that situation. So it gives students an idea of that going through those, and that's kind of like the gameplay or the game concept. As far as like the target audience, like I've kind of already gone over the main ideas for it to be for high school students being taught in a financial literacy course. It's better than playing the stock market game. Let's just leave it at that. As far as game flow and like game mechanics, game flow, it kind of takes you starting off when you're 18, going throughout the entire life. The game will be over when you die, and that'll be kind of simulated throughout. The player will be able to simulate for like years, or they can go and they can like be super into the game and making decisions on a day-to-day basis, changing jobs every month, trying to work on super focusing on getting career advancements or working in that or doing things as far as that can go, or they can just simulate for years and not really worry about it too much. So it gives the player the opportunity to be as involved or uninvolved as they choose, which is nice and unique to this game, because then it can give a player overview of what, like, for example, if like a high school student just wanted to see, like, I want to become a mechanical engineer, I just want to work in one job, I want to see what that'll look like, and they don't really care about working in the field, they want to see what they can buy with that. Like, they can go and can do lifestyle things like buying cars, purchasing houses, that kind of stuff. So that's kind of like the flow of the game. It'll go from like year to year. One of the things that's nice about it is to help the player know how to maneuver around the game, what to do in the game. He'll have his best friend from high school that will be with him throughout the entire course of the game or his entire life. And they will guide them throughout the entire game, showing them different things that they can do, what kind of decisions they should make, and how that will help them. The objective of the game is to make as much money as you can. Doing that, they'll obviously need to save, they'll need to invest, maybe choose like a financial advisor. There'll be a little firm that they can go into and make investments with, pick out like life insurance policies and all that fun stuff, and kind of going throughout that. One of the mechanics that will definitely need to be in the game though is as an economy. It's one of the 5 game mechanics that they talked about heavily. With the economy, it's going to be a simulated economy, but it's going to try to mimic the U.S. economy as much as possible. So obviously we've had the history of the U.S. economy. It's gone through its ups and downs as far as market falls and market rises, and so it'll try to mimic that, as well as have projections, as well as the projections of how the market's going to be. It'll try to mimic those and follow those throughout the whole game. So then it gives players like a real life scenario, as well as like prices in the housing market, what jobs pay, all that's going to try to follow like the U.S. market, so then they can get as close to a real life scenario as possible. The avatars that they're going to be using are, what's cool about it is they're going to be able to kind of pick the avatars so they can mimic them. And again, I think NBA 2K19 did a really good job. So I kind of picked them, like, see how you can go through here and you can pick like different skin tones and like hairstyles. So the player will be able to pick all those to get their avatar so it'll look as close to them as possible. And being able to do that, I think it'll be super awesome throughout the game. And yeah, the benefit of using this game, why I think that it's needed, is I'm kind of running out of time here. The benefit of needing this is because with financial literacy classes all across the country, the only game that they play where they apply things that they learn is the stock market game. And after having a conversation with a financial advisor recently that has a couple hundred clients that and $240 million worth of assets that he controls, I asked him how he picks different stocks, and he said that that actually none of his clients, even though they may be multi-million-dollar clients that have liquid assets that they can invest in the stock market, he says none of them have the financial stability to be able to invest in individual stocks. He chooses mutual funds and bonds and other things. It's a lot safer way to invest. You need to be a multi-millionaire to be able to have the financial stability to invest in individual stocks, he says. So playing that game in a financial literacy class is kind of pointless. 99% of Americans are never going to be able to apply what they learned in that game to real life because they're not going to have the funds to be able, or the financial stability to be able to do that. So what's nice about this game is this game can be played at a financial literacy class. It'll give students the opportunities to test out their future ambitions as far as schooling, career, what they want to do, as well as like their lifestyle choices, see if those match up, and be able to apply more things that they learn in the class that will actually apply to their daily life, and apply that in the game to help them remember it better. It's a really good learning technique, and be able to use that in their daily lives rather than play a game that they might be able to use once they turn 60 and have a couple $1 million in the bank. But for 99% of people, that's not going to be the case. So that's the huge benefit of Mad Money. It's a great game idea. I hope you like the idea. It's been a very interesting thing for me. I've not played too many video games, but I really enjoyed taking this class and learning about it and thinking up this game. So yeah, thank you. Bye.